I'm standing here with Dr. Pram. You haven't had your presentation yet, but it's coming out later today, and it's called Own Your Own Learning with the Learning Navigator. What do you mean by this?
So the best way to kind of think about it is think about Google Maps, right? With Google Maps, you basically tell the Google Maps where you want to go. It knows where you are and then gives you a path to go from point A to point B. Imagine a comparable experience for learning, where the system knows what skill level you have, what your learning goal is, and then here is the learning pathway that will improve your skill from where it is to where you want it to be, right? And so that's kind of that's a model that we think about as what is a learning navigator. And it allows you to navigate through the learning process. And students can kind of learn at their own pace. They can kind of learn in their own style. And so all of those facilities become available once you use the learning navigator.
And you're also the founder of a non-profit organization called Guru. Can you explain to us what that is?
So at Guru, we are a non-profit organization with a mission to honor the human right to education. We are developing the Learning Navigator that will be available to everybody in the world for free on the guru.org site, right? And our objective is that we want to reach every student in the world who wants to learn whatever they want to learn and provide a navigation experience, so that we work with teachers and the teachers kind of provide their students the learning navigator so that their students can learn the way they want to learn.
And you have also previously worked for Google and Yahoo.
Yeah.
And how do you go from such a huge commercial company to a non-profit organization like Guru?
So the kind of work that I'm doing at Guru, or what I did at Google, or what I did at Yahoo, they're similar. Since we do engineering, we work with other people. Like I had worked on Google News or Google Maps. So when you work on Google Maps, the work I did was to focus on the engineering part of it. But there were other people who did all the cartography, all the satellite imagery processing, and all of that stuff, right? So similarly in Guru, the idea is that we work on the engineering aspect of a learning solution, but we work with learning scientists in universities or practitioners in schools and other content providers and system developers and so forth, so that the switching from Google or Yahoo to Guru, the kind of work that we do hasn't substantially changed. What is different, of course, is the size of the company and the resources you have, and all of that is different. And that we are able to kind of manage at this point because we have a lot of grant support from big organizations like Google, Cisco, Gates Foundation, Hewlett Foundation, and so forth. And so as things are somewhat the same in many areas, and in few areas where they are different, we are able to manage.
Yes. And in Google, you worked on Google Maps and on Google Translate. And as a student, many of us believe that Google Translate is one of the most useful tools when it comes to education in foreign language. Was that one of your intentions while developing this tool?
So to be honest, it wasn't about education and education use that we were focusing on. We were just looking at, the World Wide Web has content in so many different languages, and we didn't want people who don't speak English to not have access to it. Or if there's a great article in Norwegian, then people who don't speak Norwegian shouldn't be shut out of that article. So our focus, or my focus at least, was how do we make the entire web available to everybody, right? And the education as a particular vertical was not the main intention. The intention was make the entire web available to every citizen, regardless of which language they spoke. and that's kind of was the genesis of our work on Google Translate.
And how can you use your experience from Google and Yahoo and in your current work with Guru?
So one is clearly, like I mentioned, it's about engineering systems at scale. And there are 1.4 billion people in the world. So if you are building a learning navigator for 1.4 billion students in the world, if you're building a learning navigator for 1.4 billion students, then all the experience of building systems that scale massively becomes important, and that experience from Yahoo and Google is particularly relevant. The second piece is, if you look at all the different applications that we have worked on, whether it's news or maps or translate and so forth, in each of these applications, we are not domain experts. Since it's not like I know cartography or I know journalism or any such aspect of it, but it's about our ability to work with people who are the experts and then kind of build the right engineering system. So that's kind of been the big focus for us. And it's the same thing with education. Education is an extremely vast space. There are a lot of people who are doing phenomenal stuff, and it's our ability to kind of work with each of these experts in their verticals and kind of fold that back into and reflect that within a system becomes critical. And that's kind of the experience I had working at Yahoo or Google.
Well, thank you. That was all.
Thank you very much.